Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Learn End of Life Educational Channel series. We are with Jeremy Dowland. He is the pre planning specialist with All Sip and Persons Funeral Chapel, and we want to give a special thanks to our sponsors. Ancora Health Services, All Sip and Persons Funeral Chapel, and Hillcrest Memorial Gardens. Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
Jeremy, I wanted to ask you some questions, some practical decisions about pre-planning and some financial considerations, what that might look like for folks. So I'm wondering, what are the key decisions someone needs to make when they begin to explore pre-planning?
First, they need to understand whether they want to be buried or if they want to be cremated. And if they're going to be cremated, do they want to be buried as well? So, are they looking to have whether it be in a casket form of burial or an urn form if they're going to have their cremated remains? So, kind of decide what you want to have done. That's the biggest big question I ask. From there, it's say, okay, what kind of services do you want to have? Are we doing a viewing? Are we doing a funeral memorial service at the funeral chapel? Are we doing something at the graveside? Are you wanting something at the church? And all of that can be done both for casket burial and for cremation services as well. The next biggest question I ask somebody for those that are thinking on the cremation route is if you have loved ones, you have family, kids, grandchildren, things of that nature, do any of the children or grandchildren or any of your family loved ones, would they need time with you, like your body, to say goodbye if you're going to be cremated? And the reason I ask that is because it depends on how we prepare the body. And also with that, cremation is an irrevocable process. Once you're cremated, even though I very much believe in a higher power, I do not possess his power. I cannot bring your ashes back and put you into your body form. And so if somebody needs some time, we want to give them that opportunity to be able to have that moments of closure and be able to say goodbye. So if those are the few first biggest few things you need to take into consideration is okay, am I going casket burial? Am I going cremation? Okay, I'm going cremation. Okay, does somebody need to be able to say goodbye and have some time? They have that closure. Do you have, or if is your family nearby? If not, how do we make sure that we prepare your body in order to give that person time to get over to where you're at, to have those time for that closure, to say goodbye, and have those last few moments if they need that.
It's such a good reminder. I recently lost a friend who wanted to be cremated, and she was buried at the veteran cemetery. And but her husband, she had a young daughter, and her husband felt it was very important to honor her wishes, but also be able to have their daughter be able to have a place to visit. And so he actually took her cremated remains and placed them in a casket and then had her final resting place at the veteran cemetery. And I thought that was beautiful. It was very thoughtful and, it met her wishes wanting to be cremated, but also honoring their daughter's wishes and desires to be able to have a place to go visit after
Yeah.
she's gone.
No, that's really important too, because even though it's your funeral, it's not for you. It's how does your family say goodbye? And some people need to have a place to go and visit, whether it be a cemetery. Some people want to take ashes and scatter them, at certain places that they have memories of. And there's no wrong or right way to grieve. So it's just one of those things that have that conversation with your loved ones so that you know which direction what you want to have done, well, then so they too can have that closure with your passing.
So important. I really do feel that that is an important piece for the grieving process to allow people to have time, whatever time that they need to be with their loved one before, during, and after that process.
It really is. Yeah, it'll help out quite a bit.
So, can I ask what choices can be made in advance and then maybe some options versus being some options being left open? So, if they're undecided, can that be, do all decisions have to be made, or is there opportunity to make changes or some options to be left open?
So yeah, no, we can do as much or as little as you would like to plan out. Um, if you want to pick out your casket, we can pick out the casket you want. If you want to design your headstone and marker and like we can design it, have it taken care of, and you can actually go have it set and placed right now. The only thing that won't be on there will be the day that your death date, because we don't know what that day is. Um, but we can plan as much as you want, or it's like, hey, I'm thinking I want to go this way, and we can start down one path. And yes, if you did change your mind in 5 or 6 years and you want to go something different, we can make changes. So it doesn't lock it in 100% that there's no possible way to make changes. We can make changes. It just depends on what it is you want to have done. Um, so there's a lot of flexibility with things with everything.
That's wonderful. So, I wanted to ask you, Jeremy, about some financial considerations. How does pre planning help a person financially? What are the
This
benefits?
the biggest benefit is it guarantees and locks in prices and services right now.
Okay.
And so here we are. Today's May 1st of 2026. Just seems like yesterday was Christmas, and here we are 5 days, 5 months into the year already, right? Time goes by fast. But so whenever someone sits down and visits, wherever it is, whenever it is, that guarantees and locks in that pricing for that time, which is great because I have a feeling that no matter what happens in the future, it's just going to get more and more and more expensive. So we can guarantee and lock in all of those things. The other thing for consideration for financial things is it doesn't all have to be paid for 100% upfront.
Okay.
We have wonderful payment options. We have 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, all those things to try to make it as affordable as possible for someone to, when they pass away, that it's not a burden on the family. Whether you're living now, it's not a burden on you now. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make this huge payment. No, we can make it so it's affordable. Or versus later on, when it's unexpected, it's okay, well, we don't know what you're going to do. And you decided what mom or dad wanted, and all of a sudden, what you planned was quite expensive. It's 100% due at time of service. So you can take care of things now ahead of time and pay a little bit and have it paid, but have pricing guaranteed now, which is the best option. And then, like, yeah, just take a little bit of time and pay it off, and then you're set.
It's so nice to be able to think about these different options because you can spread it out over a period of time, and then leaving. I think also when I think about the grieving process, if those decisions and those plans are left to the loved ones afterwards, that financial considerations can be such a gift if it's taken care of beforehand, and that would be one less thing that they
It
bring.
truly, yeah, it truly is like one of the best presents that they get because then they're like, oh, mom and dad already took care of this.
Yes.
And just the relief that the family's like, because yeah, I come from a family of five. All of a sudden we're like, okay, who's able to put this much or that much or do, what they try to do. And it's like, okay, we decide to do something that's $20,000. I can put 2,000 on this credit card or this or that. And it's like you're scrambling. But
Yeah.
no, when you do things ahead of time, it's paid for and done.
What a gift. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for that, Jeremy. I appreciate your time. We'll look forward to hearing more about the services that you provide. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.